For the Romanian deadlift, you're gonna start by grabbing the bar from the rack and taking a few steps back. Pull your shoulders back and down to activate your lats. This should be as tight as possible. The regular stance is just about as wide as your shoulders width or slightly shorter. You're going down by pushing your hips back and leaning your torso forward, all that while keeping your back in the arched position and having your pelvis tilted forward. Keep in mind that if your pelvis is tilted forward, that will pre-stretch your hamstrings and make it much more effective. So your spine should remain locked in the same position all the time, and the movement coming mainly from your hips. Take a deep breath into your gut as you initiate the movement and brace your core as someone is about to punch you in the stomach. Then exhale as you approach the top of the rep. That will keep your spine very stable throughout the entire movement. Go down as deep as you can without rounding your back or bending your knees too much. You should be able to go at least below your knees with the bar, then come back up by extending your hips. As you go down, focus on feeling your hamstring stretching. This is the main muscle we want to target. The bar should constantly be traveling close to your body, not further from the imaginary line above the middle of your foot. As you get stronger, your grip will definitely become the limiting factor, which is why it's a good idea to use straps. They will allow you to successfully complete the set. Some reasonable alternatives for this movement are dumbbell RDLs or good mornings. You're pretty much performing the same movement, only either by using dumbbells or by positioning the bar onto your upper back. The other variation is the sumo deadlift, the one with the wider stance. Here you'll be holding the bar with the close grip between your legs, as opposed to the regular version where your grip will be slightly wider than your stance. How wide should be your stance depends on what feels most comfortable for you, so feel free to experiment. One important thing to keep in mind though is that your toes should be pointing outwards. You want them to follow the line of your knees. This variation will target your glutes much better, so if you have troubles feeling your glutes, one really good cue is to imagine that you're spreading the floor open by pushing your feet out to the side. This will immediately activate your glutes. Most common mistakes with the Romanian deadlifts are rounding the back at the bottom of the movement. This is a sign that you have reached the full extent of your hip mobility. To fix this issue, simply shorten the range of motion to the point where you can go as deep as possible without rounding your back. Another mistake is having too much movement from your knees. Try to keep your knees relatively still. It will be necessary to bend them a little bit, but we don't want to engage our quads. With the conventional deadlift, it's a different story. Here you will start the movement from the ground. The barbell should be set right above the middle of your foot with your shoulders directly above. Start by engaging your lats by pulling your shoulders back and down and pushing your knees out to the side. First brace your core and then initiate the movement. As you get to the top, breathing gets the same as with the Romanian deadlifts. As you can see, this movement is the combination of the squats and Romanian deadlifts. Think about pushing the floor away until the bar is at the height of your knees and then thrusting your hips forward towards the top of the movement. Same goes for the descent. Go down as if you're just gonna do the Romanian deadlift, and once the bar has passed your knees, squat your way down to the floor and gently make contact with the ground. Keep in mind that your spine should stay locked in the same position all the time and the bar traveling as close to your body as possible. Most common mistake with the conventional deadlift is not controlling the negative and slamming the weights onto the ground. I know this is a good chance to demonstrate your assertiveness, but you're doing yourself a disservice. Slowly go down and let the plates gently touch the ground. This will make it so much more effective.